All right now. Teddy G just jumped right on in there, didn't he? Welcome back
Man,
to the Flashback Friday podcast. That is definitely a throwback video for sure, too. Yes, indeed. How are you today?
I'm good and yourself.
Good, absolutely. So this is embarking upon, people going to school, back to work. It's another month approaching. So it's a wonderful weekend. This is Flashback Friday. So we definitely showcase, previous video. So we're going to do that. Maybe not so long ago from back in the day. So we kind of want to stay current because there are so many things that need to be done, shopping clothes and getting good rest and thinking about a lot of different things. So we're going to showcase a few videos that's not so many years ago today, and it won't be as long. So that's the agenda for today's podcast. But in the interim, is there something that you would like to share, Bo?
Man, I like to share that 14 years ago, I was selling t-shirts out my van and I never thought I'd have got here.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Definitely deserve a round of applause. That's deep. Would you like to continue? Because I'm sure people would like to hear more about that.
Yeah, I was gonna make it like a three-part Friday episodic type thing. But
Okay.
I just like to thank the community and let them know to tune in because I'm gonna tell the story of how I went from the van to the brick and mortar.
Absolutely. That's today. You're going to do that?
Well, we're gonna start today and then we're gonna end 2 weeks from now. It's gonna be three-part series.
Nice, nice. Okay, well, we'll get started with that after one of our throwback videos here and a commercial break, and we'll get started right away.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Let's go. Yeah. Go.
On the go, when the go, 6-4. Sitting real on that cut yet, though. Just hit the toe and fresh beer from the made in Compton Store. On the go, when the go, 6-4. Sitting real on that cut yet, though. Just hit the toe and fresh beer from the made in Compton Store. On the go, when the go, 6-4.
Shout out Herb Tech.
DM him for your own custom video.
All right, welcome back to Flashback Fridays. Here's part one from the one and only Bone and the title of the flashback.
How I went from ashy to classy.
Okay.
Well, the year's 2012, and it's my birthday. It's July 30th. I just turned 39 years old. And while I was at my mother's house, I get a phone call. It was some people that live in LA that's from Compton that wanted to buy a T-shirt. So I got their address and I told them I'll be there in about 30 minutes. Then when I hung the phone up, my mother asked me, she said, "You drive to drop off one T-shirt every time somebody call you?" And I told her, "Yeah, pretty much. That's how I got to do it because, that's what I'm doing. I'm selling them out my van." She said, "Now, do you think that's cost effective for you to drive, burn your gas, pull up, no matter where they at, to sell them a T-shirt? How you factored in how much it costs you in gas and got your van loaded down with all those shirts, so you burning extra gas?" And I said, "Well, I never looked at it like that. I just look at it like I got to keep it going the best way I know how right now." She said, "Well, don't you think you saving money or you missing money by not having a building? Because now if you had somewhere where they can come every day, don't you think that'd be more cost effective?" I was like, "You know what? I ain't never looked at it like that." And she said, "Well, I think you need to reevaluate how you taking care of business because I think it's a better way and an easier way to do it." She said, "The only thing could be stopping you is doubt. You don't think they're going to support you and you're going to be able to afford to keep a business open?" I said, "Well, I do have enough people calling me, but it is kind of inconsistent." She said, "Well, would you think it'd be a little more consistent if you had a place they know you're going to be at same hours every day?" I said, "Well, the more you talk to me, the dumber I feel because I know the answers to these questions, but I just haven't really thought about giving it a shot." And she said, "Well, okay, I'm just going to leave you with that. Sometimes you got to just let things sink in for people to make their decision." So then I left my mother's house and I told myself, I said, "I'm going to go up to the liquor store and I'm going to talk to Charles because he got a little extra back of the store that he don't use." So I made it a mental note to go up there and talk to him. But before I did that, I called his son because I had his son number. So I called Mike and I was like, "Hey, Mike, you think your dad will rent me the back part of the store?" He said, "I don't know, man. I'll run it by him and I'll see what he say." So then that's what threw it in motion. And I'm going to pick up next Friday with the rest of this story, well, the middle of this story. And then I'm going to finish it on the third Friday.
Nice. Well, thank you. That's pretty cool. Drum roll. Absolutely. That's definitely something to ponder. And with that in mind, we are going to go forward and we are going to go to our next video that we're going to showcase for today's Flashback Friday. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. That was pretty cool. Wow.
Man.
Yeah.
And Reconnect City, where the made in Compton Store serves the world. Welcome to the city where the champs are born, where the streets breathe strength and the legends are sworn. Venus and Serena hit the court with the silver, gold, and bronze. Taught the world how to serve where the champions desire. Future presidents walk these blocks. Visionaries with dreams bigger than the city blocks. From the pen to the mic to the boardroom door. Compton raised leaders in the world once more. It's the made in Compton Store, where culture and hustle meet at the core. Print, radio, visuals, we done. And the one in the city of the sun. From Dre's beats to K-Dot's charisma, we thrive off struggle, not chasing fame. Entrepreneurs, actors, the real deal crew. If you made it from here, the world saluting you. Intervention ain't foreign, it's born in the CPT. From garage studios to boardrooms on repeat. Ideas champion with innovation, turn pain into purpose and challenges into victories. We storytelling designs with service and edified. Every garment speaks truth, it's a cultural guide. Legacy emits in every shelf and floor. You don't just shop, you witness love.
Compton ain't just a place, it's the proof that out the concrete grows an unstoppable truth. From curb to Congress, from grind to grace, We export courage, no matter the rain.
It's the Made in Compton Store. More than merch, it's memories in motion. Adore support from wisdom.
It's a great deal, guys. And you get more stuff.
Every clothing and accessory, so when you walk in, stand tall, feel love. You're stepping in a city that birthed the next frontier. So here's the Compton, no cap, no pity. It's the heart, the soul, the renaissance.
Made in Compton in California. Yeah, get your baby one of these because we have lots of them. Lots of them and different colors.
All right now. That is just a wonderful commercial there. And I know
Man,
that
I love it.
amen, amen. I'll have to give a round of applause there just because out of support. We support a lot of people, communities worldwide. We support, there's that MICPT Media Hub from people all around neighboring cities. That's why they call it the Hub City. We support so many people and so many different venues. People just think that it's because there's lots of people that come internationally, but there's people that come from around the city. That's why it is a hub city. And there's a lot of people that live elsewhere, that do business elsewhere, that support so much, many places elsewhere. Just like you said, the grace. There's so much grace. And then there's one of those things where, like, we have what you see here for the first time, drink accessories. There's, a plethora of different versions and variances. People have their taste of this type of drink, this type of drink. But just knowing that the MICPT Media Hub is one place for everybody. And then it's just a matter of, there are so many different things to think about, just like we even have the book placement. And that's for everybody, anywhere, you know what I mean? So that's where, it's not limited. It's a hub city and it's called that for a reason. People come through, they stop, then they go somewhere else. But in the meantime, the MICPT Media Hub, and for, like you was just sharing in the first segment, for 14 years has been very supportive. I know even before I started working there, so many people talk about how you were doing those barbecues outside, and how many bikes you fixed and created. And I mean, it's just amazing how many times, people have shared when I started working there, how much love is it there. And maybe it's just a matter of a spirit, it's the aura of it. And just some people just don't understand or don't know because they've never ever been there. And just like the young man that came today, he's like, I passed by here so many times. He's what? It looked like he's in his early 20s. And he's like, come on, I grew up here and I know about here, and you've been here 14 years. So it's pretty much the store's been here almost all of my life. So I've been seeing the store, but this is my first time stepping in the door. And then, of course, that, for anybody that has a business, they like, wow, well, thank you for, taking the time today because I didn't even know, I'm just meeting you today. But for you to say that, that lets me know, you never know. If I didn't ask, but if you share, if you know about it, did you ever share about it? Although you haven't came to the store. But it's those stories that people don't even think about. Like, wow, it's people that grow up in the city of Compton and never been to the Made in Compton store. And they doing book placement. They helping people with generational wealth. They do tutoring. They do book placement and create a book that you can flip and be able to buy different things inside the store that you want. So you coming up with information, or shall I say, money out of thin air, just based on your intellectual property, you flipping that to buy merchandise in the store. Nobody's thinking about that. Nobody even knows about that. They just keep thinking, oh, it made it come to store. We see you online all the time and this and that, what have you. But we have to do that. We don't have like Target and Walmart and these other people that have all these views and have all this support and all these people, teams of people doing nonprofit organizations and working collectively and talking amongst each other and being able to, to collaborate and so forth. It's so many different things. That's why I'm so glad to shout out to one and only CEO Centoria Green and a team of artists from various cities, absolutely, that came online yesterday on the Quiet Hug podcast to collaborate for the first time. And soon they'll come to the Made in Compton store and they'll perform just as well. Oh, yeah, that shout out to the Compton Rosters. That's something newly developed by the one and only Mr. Rego and his friends collectively, alumni, that their grandparents, some of them, literally are grandparents. Some of them that had knee surgeries, and they came to the Made in Compton store. They have the t-shirts made, and they chose to do a music video. Some of them never ever created a music video, so it's an opportunity as such. But when there's some people that they do music all the time, or they have events all the time, or they have so much support that they don't realize that, wow, there still needs to be places like the Made in Compton store that's going to support people. Not that because they have to be older or just now in their 20s and being able to drive and come to the store on their own, or visit from another state or country for the first time, but they grew up in all of these different movies that supports a gambit of cities, local cities everywhere. They don't even understand the lineage sometimes. Some people, they actually grew up in another country because their parents was in the military, and then they came and lived in Compton. Some people don't even know that, and they just constantly have something to say that may not be as positive. But if they look at it objectively and say, you know what, I need to check out that store and see why this is that, or why this is that, because some of these things they don't even know. Just like this young man who just came to the store today, that just admitted, I've been back and forth to this store, but this is my first time here. Come on. And he's young, full of energy, and everything, talented, is into music and everything. But sometimes people are focused on different things, or this time just get away from people. But that's a young person, in contrast to just recently Compton rosters. And then here we're looking at, people don't realize as well, like, we only getting 200 some views. God bless us that we trying to just as much as we possibly can, create as many videos as we can, talk to as many people, help as many people. Like we said, we'll move. Like you said, you move your poster out the way. We put somebody else's poster over your poster if they want their poster posted inside the Made in Compton store above the accessories. I don't even
Man,
mention hardly. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
mhm. I say we trying to inspire the next entrepreneur to take a chance on themselves, bet on themselves, because we know it's not easy, and it's a lot of things you got to get in your head together. But go ahead and start today, and you'll be happy with yourself in the future. It's gonna be a fight, but it's
Absolutely.
gonna be worth it.
Absolutely. You got a very supportive environment. Made in Compton Story, we have a Teddy G, and just knowing, even he has a table that he gives away free things. We put personification on the bear, but just knowing that once 10 of them are donated, we take them to a foster care agency, or they send representatives to the store to pick up the teddy bears that we call Teddy G, who has 25 books already that talks about tourism, self-esteem, character-based lessons, so much wisdom, fun as well as too adventurous. And he has t-shirts, he has tank tops, he has hoodies, and one of his t-shirts is the very t-shirt that caught the eye of Dr. Dre when they reopened the Compton High School. Thanks to Mint J for representing the t-shirt and made the Compton store. He chose one person to do an interview that day of the ribbon cutting, and it happened to be that Made in Compton t-shirt with Teddy G on there. And I tell you, it's rich. And Teddy G didn't have 25 books at that time. But just knowing that he now actually has a table. All you have to do is say Teddy G And know that this is because we want you to remember that we give away teddy bears that are called Teddy G to children that are in foster care agencies, as well as the fact that is so many people they say they want to do philanthropic things, and that's one easy way to do that. And we even make it easier. We have a tourist box, and that tourist box gives you such a great deal. You save $58. You get more for your buck. The of course, if you pay for each item separately, and then if you don't want to do the teddy bear, or like some people say, oh, I don't have any purpose right now. But yeah, sure, donate my Teddy G. And you still have four T-shirts, or a hat and three T-shirts, and all graphic designs, or you choosing something else. But it's such a great deal. We even make it even easier. So, man, I'll just tell you, I just wish more people would come and visit the store and get the orientation of the store, so they can see why so many people support the store, or want to support the store. But they will find for themselves that they want to support as well, because it's a lot of things for them that they don't realize. It's just like we can only do so much, and that's why we're on the podcast every night, to showcase and share this information, that hopefully maybe you're interested in your own book, maybe you're interested in performing on stage, maybe you're interested in having somebody teach you how to make a beat, maybe you're interested in somebody helping you to learn how to edit, maybe you're interested in learning how to do custom tees, maybe you're interested in asking questions about things that can help you, shave off some time, because, there are some older people over there at the Made in Compton store that learn this and learn that and taught school over here, and all these type of things. And they don't even know sometimes, that there's a notary, there's a full-time notary. You don't even have to stand in line at, any neighboring place that has so many different lines. Full-time notary at the Made in Compton store. I mean, it's so many benefits to come to the Made in Compton store. So we're doing our best to let people know, just to, tap in, because we don't know what is attracting what person, or what talented person, or, what somebody may be thinking about career wise, or what have you. They just might just need support for some reason or another. They're starting a business, and they need somebody to help them with a newsletter, or just putting getting in the fold. That's why we call it the ecosystem. There's an ecosystem that made a Compton store. Can you imagine? You buy one T-shirt, you get a whole photo shoot, a video about yourself. You get a chance to have an opportunity to showcase your event. Whether it's on a streamline at the store on a Saturday, and you can perform it yourself on stage at the Compton Club, the MICPT Media, inside the Media Hub, or you can go online if you live out of state. You get a link sent to you with a StreamYard. All you have to do is tap a button, and you can, be somebody that used to live in Compton and now live somewhere else, or even have to fly somewhere else because you moved a whole nother state. They have an opportunity to still be online and be part of the ecosystem. And then we download some of these podcasts and we show them inside the Made in Compton store. So anybody that's like the authors that live afar, some of the people that's an author that's inside the Made in Compton store, those books on display, they've never lived in Compton. And then there's people that they have shipped their books to Compton because they're not living in Compton now, and they want their book represented at the store where their family and friends, childhood friends, still frequent the store and get a chance to buy their books firsthand. And it's nothing like knowing that you got a storefront. Your book is not hidden within a millions of books or thousands of books like Amazon and Barnes and Noble. It's right there where there's real people that support, that care, that have loving hearts and everything like that, and actually push the envelope to support a person. So, like they say, back in the day, this is how people really communicated and worked together, versus it's like, I don't know about this, so I don't know. But we have to, like somebody was just sharing yesterday on the other podcast, the Quiet Hug podcast, and we have to do more of this collaboration and just to let people know this is why we're working so hard for this. This is what we can provide for you. This is the opportunity that we have here. But sometimes, it's just people just don't know. And that's where, there's a lot of misunderstandings. We want to make sure people understand and, get help and get support. Yeah.
Every
So,
Saturday, we open the doors to the Media Hub at 11 a.m. and they don't close till 4 p.m. We giving anybody in the community opportunity to showcase their talent.
yeah, absolutely. 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. That part right there. So we have another video before we conclude today's podcast. Absolutely. So let me do a couple things here for a commercial break.
Who plays the best music? We do. That's we are live 105.5 Mobile Radio 24/365. One big party.
All right. Well, I hope you have enjoyed that. That was a quick, older video. We will tune back in Saturday for the micpt.com podcast where we talk about more about the business of the store. And we have a plethora of information about the store. And it will be the first. And so I can showcase a walkthrough video, the current store. Maybe that'll help some people too to be able to share about the Made in Compton store. Boom. You want to share something before we conclude today's Flashback Friday podcast?
Yeah, I like to say stop by tomorrow for the Legends Are Made in Compton auditions. They start at 11 a.m. and they don't wrap up till 4 p.m. All auditions are free and we stream live. You never know who's watching. Everybody's waiting to see what you got.
Absolutely. And there is the flyer there. Legends Are Made in Compton auditions. And shout out to the one and only Lil G, the comedian. Absolutely. He came up with the title. So we appreciate you. And I know he's doing a lot of great events out there. So shout out to the one and only comedian Lil G. Absolutely.
Lil G.
Yes. Round of applause. All right, everybody. Until next time, everybody, have a great, great time.
Peace.
Get it. dry. Compton in a box full of hat, shirt, socks. Compton in a box, rep the city on your block. Compton in a box won't cost you a lot. Compton in a box, made in Compton non-stop. Compton in a box, get Compton in a box. Drop Compton in a box, order Compton in a box. Compton in a box, best deal off top. Compton in a box, pick it up or get it dry. Compton in a box, full of hat, shirt, socks. Compton in a box, rep the city on your block. Compton in a box, won't cost you a lot. Compton in a box, made in Compton non-stop. Compton in a box is here, have no fear. Pick whatever level you need in fresh gear. The basic box is $69.99. Get $132 worth of gear to shine. The custom box is $89.99. Get $180 in value with quality every time. Two are made in Compton sweatsuit, snapback cap and socks. And a bonus surprise, laying neat on top. The deluxe box is $129.99. You'll get $265 worth of Compton classics gear design. More value, more style, more Compton, more fly. Dress built for the city and hold your head high. Compton in a box, get Compton in a box. Compton in a box, order Compton in a box. Compton in a box, best deal off top. Compton in a box, pick it up or get it dropped. Compton in a box, full of hat, shirt, socks. Compton in a box, rep the city on your block. Compton in a box, won't cost you a lot. Compton in a box, made in Compton non-stop. Now, push on over to micpt.com. Alright, check out the site and choose whatever you might to get the best deals for the best price. Fast shipping to just about any and everywhere you like. Compton in a box, get Compton in a box. Compton in a box, order Compton in a box. Compton in a box, best deal off top. Compton in a box, pick it up or get it dry. Compton in a box, full of hat, shirt, socks. Compton in a box, rep the city on your block. Compton in a box, won't cost you a lot. Compton in a box, made in Compton non-stop. Compton in a box, get Compton in a box. Compton in a box, get Compton in a box.
Big shout out to all our amazing customers who've already jumped on board the Compton in a box. Your support means the world to us. We've revamped our website to make it even easier to join the subscription. For upcoming months, don't miss out on the excitement. Head back to your cart on micpt.com and subscribe today. Let's make every month a Compton celebration. Compton in a box. Subscription perks. micpt.com Compton in a box. VIP experience appreciation. Head back to your cart on micpt.com.